At this World Cup, 4 goals in those 5, 3 of which came in the game against Canada. So maybe it's not a surprise that it's goalless at half-time.
It's such an intriguing match, though. When you look at it, it's like the tactical battle, actually like a chess match. You make a move, and then we're going to make a move. It's so interesting how Croatia first started with a press, and actually, it's not that Brazil are playing bad, I would say. It's that Croatia are limiting and nullifying their main threats at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like, they kind of neutralize each other. And the question is who's spending more energy on that, because it potentially could go into extra time, and even if it looks a little bit like Croatia is kind of in charge and has more control, and obviously the midfield is the key to it, I think that Brazil at the end of the day is spending less energy actually in that role, and you have always the feeling that with 1 or 2 decisive moves into Neymar or into one of the forwards, they can really hurt Croatia. So it's going to be an interesting battle.
It's not got us up out of our seats, has it? Because there really haven't been that many chances. But as both Alex and Jurgen have said, there's a tactical intrigue to it.
Yeah, I think, before the game, everyone was saying Brazil were going to come here and score loads of goals. But I mentioned before the game that the patience that Croatia have, the know-how, the experience, the sucking the life out of the game, and that's what they need to do. That's what they have done in that first half, and they've changed it up. They went from pressing really high to dropping off, giving a low block, and sending the ball out wide. And anything that come out wide will deal with what's going to come in the middle of the pitch.
So that first sort of 20 minutes was when they really did the high press?
Yeah, I just thought it was, because I didn't know how they would approach the game. I thought they would sit in a low block, but this is in the first 20 minutes of the game. They all know the jobs, they all know what they need to be doing. And on this side, it comes into that position, and Kovacic is there to get the second pieces. And I thought it would be, okay, Brazil are going to have the ball, make sure you work hard, but they was letting them know from the minute that they're in the game. You're going to have to play really well to beat us today in terms of getting into them little spaces and pressing really high for Brazil, but it didn't happen. It was all Croatia, and I was really impressed with the way they approached the game and let Brazil know that we're here to win. We're not here to just defend and get a counter-attack goal. It's, can we create something? Can we break the lines when we get it? The only problem is it's just that lack of quality when they do break them lines.
So when you talk about energy and fitness, did they change from the high press to the slightly lower block? Is that going to conserve some of at least their physical fitness, maybe not their mental fitness?
No, it comes all together. So when Brazil realized after 15-20 minutes that this high pressure system by Croatia is part now of the game, then they try to push it further up the field, but not necessarily chasing now Croatia all over the place, because they know the individual quality can beat you in a heartbeat. But it is this kind of messaging between each other, saying, we are in here for a battle, we understand, but it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long game, and I think when you pressurize, it doesn't matter if it's a higher block or in a middle block system, and you think always about what Brazilians' next move, it wears you out. It makes you tired. And this is where Paqueta and also especially Casemiro, they were hoping for that. They're saying, okay, we sit back. You might look a little bit better. You have a little bit more possession. But actually, we know exactly what we're doing here, because as soon as I find Neymar, and Neymar finds one of the top 3, then we're gonna kind of get that chance that we need to break the result.
The best player in that first half was a right back.
Oh, you ran a bit.
Why do you sound so surprised?
Do you know what?
I did a bit of positivity with that, please.
Well, I tell you why he's the best right back in this game at the moment, because he's literally not even sitting back worrying about the Brazilians and their overload down this side. He's like, well, actually, I'm going to make you worry about me. I'm going to drive forward and get into spaces when I can. Even here, he knows that the space, you change the point of attack, and he needs to be there and lead in that attack. And look at his energy just to get forward. And here, sometimes it's just being an option to be a bounce pass. It's not even nothing big, but it's allowing his team to keep possession possession and get up the field. Once again, being another option, getting forward, making Brazil worry about him. He's been doing it for the whole 45 minutes. Pass and go again and go at speed, driving into space. I just absolutely love it. And this is when we're talking about attacking right backs and being brave on the ball. And to do this at the end of it, it's just been quality the whole half, Micah.
This is what managers really want to see. They want to see one against one battles.
Yeah.
They want to see, okay, who drives who mad. And in his case, he's basically telling Vinicius Junior,
yeah.
I'm in charge here. I'm the boss.
That's
here.
another cat and mouse, isn't it?
This is a whole mental approach. Is that I'm going to go down the wing. I don't care about you. You might be the best winger in the World Cup, but I'm going to go and maybe I'm going to score. And he almost scored. So these one against one battles, you summarize them all over the field, you're going to win the game.
Do you know what? I deliberately tried to make that question about the right back as monotone a question as possible so that you couldn't read anything into how I said it. But anyhow, go back to that cat and mouse then, down the Brazilian left side to then try and put Juranovic on the back foot.
Yeah, because when I was looking at it yesterday, I was like, actually, where you might worry for Croatia is both of their fullbacks, and they're really going to double up. And you can see from the offset that the Brazil was like, okay, these are the targets we're going to area. Neymar's going to come into that space. Obviously, Richarlison also, all the options in there, Vinicius Junior, and they've been doing it.
Exactly that, and I just think that the position of Danilo has been brilliant because he's got in the centre of pitch, which is dragging their midfield out. That's allowing this space for Vinicius. In that first 20 minutes, he was the one who was going to get the ball to, and they need to get him a little bit more because, like we said, Juranovic is taking him the other way, but he's a star man. He is a danger man. I just think they're lacking that little bit of a final pass. Lack of a little bit of quality, rushing things a little bit, but Vinicius, no doubt, is that danger man.
Who do you think Jurgen at half-time will think they might have to change it more? Because that's what I find fascinating about this discussion.
There's certainly, I think, the miss for Brazil saying maybe we move Neymar higher up the field and we go and add another midfielder to be more solid in midfield. But I hope they don't do it. I think, they're always a little bit on the edge, more of the more attacking style at the end of the day than getting more defensive. And I think if they're patient and they keep the tempo maybe a little bit higher and they get their wingers into the game, and Rafinha we haven't seen yet. No. Sosa wins his battles against Rafinha. If Rafinha can maybe get into this game and Vinicius a little bit more on the other side, I think they can add a lot more quality and create more chances.
Sorry, I was just going to say, from a manager's perspective in looking at it, so would you, in terms of Brazil, would you not even be worried because you know that they have that threat in attack and just those moments that you're waiting for?
And I think that's an important message to your team, actually. Say, no, don't worry. Okay, we understand here and there we are a little bit in trouble, but you have enough quality to go forward and decide this game.